In 2007, when Kenya recorded a spate of deadly violence after the election, several fuel trucks were burnt by protesters who also cut off the main roads heading into Uganda, leading to fuel shortages. Even after this, Uganda has suffered several fuel shortages as the government reservoirs, now privately run, proved insufficient to deal with the rising demand for fuel, prompting sudden fuel increments. To solve this, Mahati Infra Uganda Limited, an Indian firm, is putting up a 350 billion shillings reservoir project, which is planned to address the challenge of fuel shortage in the country. There are tanks for diesel, petrol, jet fuel and kerosene. Captain Mike Mukula is the CEO of the company.
We enjoyed economies of scale in that we are at 70 million liters and we're going to expand. That's number one. Number two is that the cost of moving of fuel from Kisumu to Kawuku will be cheaper by 50%, almost 50%.
The metal and electronic works on the ships is almost done. The two ships will be bringing in at least 9 million liters of fuel, taking about 28 hours to Kisumu and back. This means there will be no interruption of the supply like it is for the trucks that use roads. When the ship docks at this very area, these are the two inlets where petrol is supposed to be fed into the pipes that will again send it to the other side of the reservoirs. And then this is the section, or these two pipes are for diesel, and then this side it is for kerosene, this one here, and then jet fuel. And all this is done to ensure that they separate the pipes because the fuels have different densities, and it's basically to also avoid compromising with the quality.
These ships have got what you call a dual layer, in that even if fuel was to overflow, even if there was a collision, you cannot have a spill into the water of the oil.
As they do the final touches, the firm's CEO, Captain Mike Mukula, says fuel prices to the customers will significantly reduce as it will be cheaper to deliver fuel to Kawuku.
If the OMCs, the oil marketing companies, can be able to transfer this to the pump price without involving the international price of fuel at the global level per barrel, we'll definitely have a much cheaper component, and this could be translated to the consumer and the cost of fuel in the pump, at the pump.
The road to the reservoirs, which is less than 10 kilometers, is a dirt one, which fuel companies can't ply due to dangers it poses to the communities living along.
The president issued a directive some time back, which initiated to the Minister of Finance, copied to the Minister of Transport, and the Prime Minister. It is now 4 years from the time that road or the directive by the president was issued. We are getting this project completed by the end of February or beginning of March, and we'll have this full infrastructure complete. But a very short road has not been built.
How much of the material that you've used in constructing the ships and also setting up the storage facility has come from within? That is, when you're to support the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda initiative.
We have used some materials, for example, cement. We've used some of the metals there. But the steel work, the purity of steel, in order to build ships, which was a phenomena in the, what you call the Industrial Revolution, has got to be sourced from a much more refined steel production units or countries like China.
The reservoir will be handling hundreds of millions of liters of fuel every year. However, there are people staying next to this storage site. I asked the project manager Dinesh Donadi whether there are any safety measures to protect the residents.
The whole terminal is designed for a full-fledged automated firefighting system to international standards, as per NFPA standards. Even the system not only is covering the entire plant, but the system is completely automated.
The reservoir has capacity of loading 20 trucks at a go. And since over 70% of the 6.5 million liters of fuel consumed every day in Uganda is within Kampala and Wachiso, technically a radius of 65 kilometers from the capital city, there will be less pressure on the roads. Sudil Byaruhanga, NTV.